Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on CVM TV. Let's get moving!
Make a move now.
Small business owners and independent contractors get affordable insurance with Sagicor Pro Shield. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart and Estate Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, economy shrinks by 2.1%. Economist says no need for alarm. Government says attacks on media never acceptable. And MPs concerned about NWA allocations. Also this evening, Negril Orthopedic Clinic helping children with disabilities. In the business report, A City for People, the Maurice Facey Lecture 2024. And in sports, Reggae Boys to face off with Nicaragua for quarterfinal spot. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm Curlin Brown. It's Wednesday, October 9, 2024. Thanks so much for joining us. Jamaica's economy took a hit in the third quarter of 2024, declining by 2.1%. The downturn has been largely attributed to the economic disruptions caused by Hurricane Beryl. But despite the setback, one economist says there's no need for alarm. Ramon Gordon has more.
No need for alarm. That's the word from one economist following news that Jamaica's economy declined by 2.1% in the third quarter of 2024. The downturn is attributed to significant economic dislocation caused by Hurricane Beryl, which has had a profound impact on various industries.
Particularly agriculture. And whenever agriculture declines, that usually is correlated with a decline in the overall economy.
The agriculture sector, which sustained over $5 billion in losses, is on the rebound, with food prices at local markets already showing signs of recovery. In Parliament on Tuesday, the Finance Minister also pointed to declines in tourism as a contributing factor to the downturn.
Arising primarily out of a travel advisory issued by the United States of America and a contraction in the seats that were available for Jamaica.
Many airlines around the world are having to cut routes and having to order aircraft that are not ready yet. So that decline is really not unexpected. But as we approach the Christmas season, we might start to see that seasonality going up again, where activity starts to rebound very slightly.
The economy experienced real GDP growth of 1.2% during the first quarter of 2024. However, the positive trend was not sustained, as the second quarter saw only a slight growth of 0.2%, falling short of earlier projections.
Nobody could have predicted the impact that Beryl would have had. However, the recovery from Beryl, in terms of at least the on the economic side, still managed to outperform expectations very modestly. So as we head into the Christmas season, I think persons may not feel their confidence as diminished severely as it would have been in the past.
Pundits say that for January to March 2025, the economy may experience an uptick, expected to mitigate the current decline. In response to the fallout, the government has increased its budget by $40.7 billion through a supplementary estimate.
Supplementary budgets can be one of three things. It either raises the projected spend for the year, it can reallocate what's already there, or you can project to spend less. I think the government is well prepared, given the fact that we do have these buffers. It does not put us in a position in a past iteration we might have had to borrow.
Jamaica's structural vulnerability is such that we always have to make sure that we build and maintain buffers. That's why the framework of pursuing policies that keep us resilient is important.
Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness returned to Parliament on Tuesday after a diplomatic visit to India, a country poised to become a world-leading economy within the next 5 years. He outlined plans for deeper global partnerships in key areas. We go back to our reporter, Ramon Gordon, for the details.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness re-emerged in Parliament today, October 8, following a diplomatic visit to India. The Republic, poised to become the world's third largest economy within 5 years, is top of Holness's agenda for global partnership, particularly in the areas of medical tourism, pharmaceuticals and digital transformation.
Mr. Speaker, India is one of the largest manufacturer and exporter of pharmaceuticals in the world, with an industry valued at over $50 billion. Supplying almost all countries in the world. Jamaica is exploring strategic partnerships with India to improve the supply and affordability of quality pharmaceuticals for the Jamaican people, thereby reducing the cost of healthcare in Jamaica.
Holness expressed frustration over missed opportunities in the past, particularly with direct investments, but vowed to seize future prospects.
We are going to create them. We are laying the foundation for them to be developed, nurtured and grown.
The Prime Minister also emphasized India's advances in digital transformation, notably their biometric and national identification system, which has enrolled over 1.3 billion people. It's been a catalyst for financial inclusion, with millions of Indians opening new bank accounts. Holness reiterated his government's commitment to implementing a national identification system, noting that such apparatus would improve aid distribution and financial robustness.
The population is 1.4. They have enrolled since 2009. 1.3 billion persons on a biometric national ID system. They don't stand up in line to receive their part payments. Because of this unified payment interface, it comes to their phone. Under the old system, there was no way to uniquely identify someone who was in need.
Holness also pointed to the need for collaboration in STEM fields, signaling a readiness for the island to integrate more modern technologies. He also cited India's paperless parliament as a model for embracing digital transformation, drawing comparisons with his vision for a new, modernized parliament in Jamaica.
The new parliament stands in contrast to the old colonial-era building, which had outlived its useful life. Mr. Speaker, I left the Indian parliament with a renewed inspiration and determination to move forward with our own parliament.
The Prime Minister hailed his first visit to India a resounding success, signaling that Jamaica is keen to strengthening ties with one of the world's fastest growing economies. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Now, following a recent outcry from the Press Association of Jamaica, the PAJ, over verbal attacks on local media houses, the government has finally spoken out. During a press briefing on Wednesday, Information Minister Dana Morrison assured journalists her administration stands with the media, following a tense exchange with a reporter. Trishagaye Kelly has more.
You've been deadly silent despite people calling media houses politically aligned. Why no comment from you, Minister?
No, well, you haven't asked me. So here I am now. You asked me.
That's the initial response from Information Minister Senator Dr. Dana Morrison at a post-cabinet media briefing on Wednesday. The question was posed after the Press Association of Jamaica, PAJ, addressed comments about media houses being politically affiliated. In her response, the Information Minister condemned any and all attacks on the media.
We support the media. And when we talked, I know you spoke about attacks on the media. That is never, ever acceptable at all. Never acceptable to attack the media. The media is very important and they play a very important role in our society.
Dr. Morris Dixon even expressed the government's ongoing respect of the Fourth Estate.
This administration is very much committed to press freedom. And I think everything we have done has demonstrated that. And I think even just our commitment to even these Wednesday morning meetings is very much indicative of that. We come here every Wednesday, invite the media, we bring ministers out, we take every question, whether they're hard or easy.
And to close her response, Senator Dr. Morris Dixon reaffirmed the administration's commitment in promoting press freedom in the country.
Even if it's a hard question, they're doing their job. And so this administration is very, very, very sure that we support the media, and we will continue to support the media, because we believe that a country that's truly committed to democracy is one that supports the media and does not put up with anything that undermines the role of the media.
Trishagaye Kelly, CVM News.
CVM News at 7 will continue in a moment.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart NSDA Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
When Sagicor Bank thinks of a woman, here's what we see. We see business leaders managing sole trader businesses to large corporations. We see university graduates as our women uplift themselves academically. We see more home owners, ambitious women working hard to build their own legacy. We see leadership at home, with women proudly providing for and taking care of their families. We see entrepreneurs, Jamaican women playing a leading role in our economic growth. At Sagicor Bank, we see the invaluable contribution of women in the home, communities, businesses, and development of our country. That's why we're in their corner, supporting Jamaica's women as they strive to achieve their dreams.
Yeah man, make some noise, because Burger King Double Deal Big 2 is back. The $16.50 you get 2 whole Burger King combo is a win-win. Pick 2 combos: Whopper Junior Cheese with bacon, American Chicken Sandwich, or Big Fish Sandwich combo for only $16.50. Spend one money, win 2 times. Food for me, I'm a party, or just for me, cause me hungry right now. Myself and I go hungry later. You see it? One money, 2 food. Listen, one money, 2 food. Win-win. Burger King Double Deal Pick 2.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday, courtesy of...
Your love lives on with life insurance from Sagicor.
Outgoing Minister of Finance Dr. Nigel Clark leaves behind new supplementary estimates signaling an increase in public expenditure. Well, some parliamentarians are signaling their frustration. The concern comes as MPs continue to face criticism over poor roadways, which they attribute to slow performance by the National Works Agency. The Finance Ministry is still left to answer questions on how further allocations can improve the work process. With more, here's Courtney Lewis.
The Finance Ministry is facing a myriad of questions following the tabling of the first supplementary estimates by outgoing Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark on Tuesday. The supplementary estimates feature an increase in total expenditure to $40.7 billion, with further allocations made for the Spark Road Rehabilitation Program. But members of the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee are voicing their concerns surrounding further allocations to the National Works Agency, saying little to no work is being done to repair roadways over long periods.
All of us have problems with the NWA, and yes, we see the budget. So when we see the budget and we say, okay, good, we can go now and tell the people in road so-and-so, or in my road so-and-so, or in Fitz Road or Heroes Road, and we go out there and we talk to the people. And then for months, nothing go on.
Hannah and other members contend slow road work is a fault in the procurement and staffing process. The members say the time gaps between the procurement process and road repair leaves representatives at a loss surrounding trust with constituents.
The contractors now, not the NWA, don't want to move. The same contractors that the NWA engage don't want to move because they are owed so much more money from other work, and the bottom line is nothing get done.
I believe it is the Ministry of Finance that is tasked to approve additional staffing. So is it that the staff is not being asked for from the agency, or is it that approvals are not being given by the Ministry of Finance?
But Financial Secretary Darlene Morrison has redirected blame.
The length of time that procurement takes is related to how well you put your initial documents, your initial framework together. I'm aware of bridges, for instance, that have taken very long, which was not necessary. So just blaming the process that is in place, I cannot support.
Meanwhile, the PAAC chair, Mikhail Phillips, is calling for a new approach to maintaining roads.
Madam FS, I've been saying it, I said it to the Prime Minister in here yesterday. There has to be a broader developmental plan on how it is we're going to finance road construction and maintenance. There's no way that we're going to be able to finance it to the rate or the stage that we need to out of the central budget.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
Still on the issue in Clarendon, residents of Portland Cottage voiced frustration over the condition of their roads, calling out what they see as a system that continues to fail them. Britannia Witter has that story.
The system get to me, gone. I tell a man to get to me. You see, politician, I beg you, please mark a face. I don't want to say no.
That's the sentiment from one Rocky Point resident who is disheartened by the state of affairs affecting locals. The man complains they're left to grapple with bad road conditions and injustice from the Transport Authority.
We don't have a road down here towards Rocky and Portland. We don't need mash up. You see me, I say, we work hard, man, boy and girl. Save money, we don't know where it come from. Pray to Father God, say, who want to look car for drive. Father God, do help if you buy one little car, come on the road. Driving on the road of one somebody, your friend or somebody, man. Take on your car, say you run taxi. For what? I cheat and transport, I take a car, mash me don't cost me 300,000, my lift, and I need hungry and puff. And so I get ugly.
According to another resident, the problem has plagued them for years with nothing but empty promises from those in charge.
Road users, Rocky Point, Portland Cottage, road users, about the condition of the roads that have been plaguing us for years. We have been promised over and over about the road is fixed. The first promise we get was that the road cannot fix in rainy season. The other promise we got was that the road cannot be fixed because Water Commission is laying them pipe. That's about 2 to 3 years ago. And up until now, Water Commission pipe has been laid and has been covered back up till now the road is like this.
The demonstration also drew the attention of the Council for the Rocky Point Division, Winston Mirage, who says the residents were not only advised as to when road repairs would begin, but that they were also invited to a meeting with government officials and personnel from the National Works Agency to voice their concerns.
I condemn the demonstration that was held this morning, is that they should have really waited for the period which the NWA had said that the contractor would sign and mobilize. So if they didn't see anything happening after that period now, then, they would take action, They could take action if they wanted. But not a few days after you were invited to the meeting. And you drove past us back and forth and refused to stop to hear what the NWA manager was saying.
Britannia Witter, CVM News.
2 men were rushed to the Princess Margaret Hospital in St. Thomas after being injured in an early morning gun attack. The police suspect it may have been an act of reprisal following a recent murder in the area. Courtney Lewis has the details.
Back in Seaforth, St. Thomas on Wednesday morning, 2 men were rushed to the hospital after being shot and injured. The shooting, which occurred near Seaforth High School, disrupted classes and forced an early closure to school. CVM News understands that just before 9 a.m., a group of men were standing in a section of Seaforth when 2 assailants opened fire before fleeing on foot. Following the attack, 2 men identified as Adrian Shaw, otherwise called Bad, and Bentley Ellis suffered gunshot wounds and were transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where they are currently receiving treatment. Deputy Superintendent of Police for the St. Thomas Division, O'Neill Thompson, indicated that the incident is suspected to be a reprisal.
We believe that this is a reprisal as a result of a murder which took place in the said community on Sunday. The police has intensified their presence in the area. We are also getting assistance from our counterpart, the JDF, to see how best we can have the situation under control, as also to bring the perpetrator to justice.
Reports are that at approximately 8:50 p.m. on October 6, 21-year-old Jaheim Graham, otherwise called Ja, was walking along Blacksmith Lane in the parish when he was ambushed by 2 armed men who opened fire, hitting him in the upper body. The Seaforth police were called to the scene where they discovered his lifeless body. Investigations are ongoing. Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
Children are receiving life-changing orthopedic care at the Negril Pediatric Orthopedic Clinic. The initiative aims to improve mobility for children living with disabilities, giving them a shot at independence. Britannia Witter has more in this report.
To the average person, this is just a room filled with medical braces. But for children like 8-year-old Wyatt Montague and his mother Raquel Chambers, it's a dream come true. Wyatt suffers from congenital multiplex arthrogryposis. He's just one of many children who have received assistance from the Negril Pediatric Orthopedic Clinic. His mother expressed her gratitude, having traveled all the way from Manchester for the occasion.
It feels great because when I don't get the assistance from them, I have to buy the braces and they are very expensive. So I really appreciate the help from Negril Orthopedic Clinic.
The clinic provides lower limbs or orthotics made in North America, donated by families to assist children across a variety of physical deformities from conditions like cerebral palsy. Originally designed to help those in Western Jamaica, the clinic caters to disabled children from all over the country free of cost. Founded in 2009 by retired nurse Elaine Allen Bradley, she says the demand for the service they provide continues to increase as children are being referred to them by a number of hospitals and medical professionals.
We are flooded. St. Anne's Hospital, physiotherapists, early stimulation. They've heard of us and now we are bombarded with kids. We never knew that there were so many kids with disabilities on the island. But I'm telling you, we have quite a few and they are being catered.
The clinic is serviced by specialists from Canada and the United States who volunteer their time to the project 4 times per year. The initiative is funded by the Rio Group of Hotels. Britannia Witter, CVM News.
Still more to come on CVM News at 7.
I go show them my way of justice.
I'm abused.
I need legal advice. I don't deserve this.
The truth of the matter is, justice there for all of it. The Ministry of Justice has trained more than 5,600 persons in restorative justice practices. More than 200,000 victims have been supported by the victim services. Legal aid has reached thousands island-wide. Make we talk it out, not fight it out. Call 888 Justice today.
The
Top Up Flow app is a great way to get Flow prepaid mobile plans.
Oh, you know, the plans that give you real unlimited social media, YouTube, anywhere cars, and data for TikTok.
And for a limited time only, get a 28-day plan for $2,900 when you activate through the app. Oh, that's a $500 saving.
The easy, convenient way to save on your Flow 28-day prepaid mobile plan with unlimited social and anywhere calls is to download the Top Up Flow app or visit topupflow.com.
Download today and start saving.
Welcome back. Time for the Business Report with Joel Crosskill.
Lots to share with you in the Business Report today, as all roads lead to one location. The subject matter, fueled by thoughts on a city for people, reimagining Jamaica's transportation system. The theme of the highly anticipated fourth staging of the Maurice Facey Lecture Series, conceptualized by the founders of the Pan-Jamaica Group. Its timeliness driven home during the introductory speech of Mr. Stephen B. Facey, Executive Chairman of Panjam Investments Limited.
We believe that thriving urban centres can act as engines for national growth, and we envisage Kingston as a vibrant metropolis central to Jamaica's journey towards unity and prosperity. As we celebrate the Foundation's 40th anniversary, this year we acknowledge the ongoing contributions to education, the arts, and the environment. 20% of our import spending goes towards cars, fuel, and parts, surpassing our expenditure on food. This raises the question, is City of Kingston for cars or a city for people?
The lecture series, which explores the connection between urban development, quality of life, equity, and leadership in making transformative national change, this year shines a high beam on the issue of mass mobility.
Good mobility is fundamental to a thriving economy. Yet in Jamaica, we have emphasized a system that is overly reliant on the private motor car as the favored mode of transport, despite the fact that only 26% of our citizens own private vehicles. Our road network continues to be designed to give priority to cars, often to the detriment of public safety and equitable access. The investment in and the single-minded focus on the movement of cars in our transportation infrastructure has contributed to the current state of chaos and congestion on our roads, exacerbated by indiscipline and disorder.
Descriptors that this year's guest speaker Enrique Penalosa, former mayor of Bogota, Colombia, an urban development and transportation expert, is familiar with addressing as an internationally recognized urbanist visionary who, while mayor, contributed to the transformation of a city of over 7 million people into a case study of sustainable urban mobility and development.
I was invited to talk about transport, but actually we cannot talk about transport until we know what kind of city we want. Because it's very different if what we want is a city like Houston than if what we want is a city like Amsterdam. But even before we decide what kind of city model we want, what we really have to think about is how do we want to live? How do we want to live? What kind of life will make us happier? Because a city is only a means to a way of life. So this is a great challenge. And I like to say that here we are going to talk of dreams. I invite you to dream of things that can be.
I bet everyone watching the BR has secretly been working on a few ideas of their own. So why aren't we there yet?
In the end, you have to do things that are difficult, that are controversial, that require political costs, management, and I think you have one of the best locations in the planet. It's like a dream, this place with these green mountains, the ocean, and all of that. So let's imagine, how do we want our life to be? We need to walk. We need to walk, not just to survive, but to be happy. We could survive inside an apartment all our lives. But the idea is that we need to walk, just as deer need to run or birds need to fly, we need to walk. So a good city, above anything else, is one where it is safe and pleasant for walking, especially for those most vulnerable citizens, for the handicapped, for the elderly, for children. And everybody agrees with this in theory, but in practice, we invest billions in this pavement for cars and the roads for cars, and not so much in the pedestrian infrastructure.
Sadly, we're out of time, but it's not the end of our journey with the Maurice Facey Lecture Series 2024. So join us again tomorrow. And that was your Business Report. I'm Joel Crossgill.
We go to another break with the market summary.
A big deal when we touch the ground. Yeah, a KFC when we're pulling up. Anything for the taste of a KFC, big deal. The time by KFC is.
Did you know that the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, or BSJ as we are known, has been serving and helping Jamaican businesses to grow for over 54 years, now testing over 57,000 products annually? The BSJ develops and promotes standards for products consumers see and use every day. We stand tall as your quality assurance partner, testing a range of products including foods, construction materials, petroleum products, packaging material, cosmetics, paints, and pharmaceuticals. Did you know that the BSJ has over 20 labs in Kingston that conduct these tests, operating at the highest international standards, giving you the speed to take your products from the lab to market, driving your business growth with 100% confidence.
TGIS! Thank goodness it's a sale! Don't miss Quartz' biggest sale of the year! Friday, October 11th to Sunday the 13th. Shop at Quartz, Quartz.com, and Quartz Bargain Center this weekend and get up to 65% off furniture, appliances, and electronics. Get smart TVs, stoves, fridges, chest freezers, washers, dining, bedroom, and lounge furniture starting at $19,999. Shop today on 18 to 48 months credit and make your first payment in January 2025. Enjoy amazing early bird deals this weekend from 9 to 11 a.m. TGIS, 3 days of fantastic deals at Quartz, Quartz.com, and Quartz Bargain Center from October 11 to 13 with up to 65% off. Stores open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Quartz, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Time to go through the digital pages.
So, what's trending in our local social media spaces? The Jamaica Labour Party's Matthew Samuda won the Northeast St. Anne by-election with 4,820 votes. He was sworn in yesterday and is expected to rejoin the cabinet, possibly in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation or Finance. Here are some of your reactions. At Roger_Goodwill writes, time to update your profile from Senator to MP. At Shane O'Reed_shares, how does this help the country? We don't care. We just need the election to call so we can vote. At Monroe.Marla posts, I am so proud of this young man. At Rocket Scientist_01 comments, nepotism at its finest. Give somebody else's child a chance to be MP too. At CJ_the1876 posts, congrats MP. At Matthew Samuda, I have all confidence that you will be for the people of Northeast St. Anne. At Kamina J. Smith adds, congratulations again MP Samuda. We will miss you in the Senate, but we wish you well and have ever confidence that you will diligently and effectively serve the constituents of #Northeast St. Anne. And that's what's trending online today. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and the CVM_television on Instagram. I'm Ronaldo Adams.
We also have regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. The Latin American and Caribbean Network of Environmental Funds, REDLAC, is hosting its Congress for the first time in the Eastern Caribbean, with St. Lucia as the host. The 26th REDLAC Congress will discuss challenges facing conservation efforts in Latin America and the Caribbean. More from DBS Television.
Welcoming the delegates during the opening ceremony was Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire, who set the tone for the discussions to take place over the next 3 days.
The discussions and strategies developed here will not only guide our efforts to protect biodiversity and promote sustainable development,